Hello everyone, welcome back to the class. Yesterday we have seen how to create a virtual private cloud and we have also seen a project on it. So today's day will be more exciting as we'll be seeing how to create an S3 bucket and using that S3 bucket how can we host a static website. So let's quickly learn what an S3 is. So let's see what S3 means. Let's try to search S3 bucket and try to understand what it is exactly. So if you go here, you'll get direct documentation from AWS. It gives you more brief information about S3, but for now, let's try to understand what S3 is and why do we need to create S3, because in production, we might need to configure S3 according to our needs. So this documentation can be really helpful, but for now, let's just see what S3 is. So this gives us a better understanding. So S3 stands for Simple Storage Service, which is provided by AWS. So you can see here AWS offers a wide range of storage services that can be configured depending on your project. Actually, to summarize everything, if you want to store something on cloud and retrieve it very quickly, S3 can be a better service. You might ask, we can also use our Google Drive, right? But Google Drive is limited, as you know, it gives you 15 GB, but in real time we can't directly use Google Drive, and I'm not sure if it gives some APIs to fetch or retrieve. So for a better solution, S3 comes into picture. It is not so expensive. It charges like it has only minimal charges. It charges $0.004 per usage or some calculation, but minimal when compared to other storage providers. You can store up to 5 terabyte of data in a single S3 bucket. So I think this makes a clear-cut understanding of what S3 is. If not clear-cut, like the basic understanding of why should we use S3. It is a storage service in which if we are a general user, not an AWS user, like not a technical guy, we might use it for storing videos, we might use it for storing our images, everything which in which our local storage doesn't support much. We might switch to cloud and upload everything, but in real time it is used to upload application logs and data related items uh, and the versions also. Why I said versions means like all the versions will not be stored directly. There will be another service called S3 Glacier in which you can store all your previous versions in that. That will not cost you even a single dollar in Indian rupees. It won't even cost you a rupee. Like it's totally free service where you can store all your archive data. So I don't want to take it more deeper. Just let's go to our practical demonstration. Okay. So let's search S3. Here it shows scalable storage in the cloud. We have discussed about S3 Glacier, right? So this is the archive storage in the cloud. As I have told you, if you have any previous data, you can store it here without burdening this S3 bucket. Let's quickly see how can we create an S3 bucket. It's not as tough as our EC2 instance create it and connect it using mobile system, then install a software. It's pretty straightforward process. So you click on create bucket and it will just ask you what type of bucket you need, and here it is very important to name it in a different, in a unique convention. So if you name it the same way, it might not sync properly because there might be many buckets with these names. So let's name it in a better way. My first S3 trial, something like this. So yeah, and let's try to see what everything is. Here copy settings from an existing bucket. As if we already have a bucket and we have configured it to be in that way, we can directly use the template. And here we are for now we are disabling ACL. Like we will go with the default configurations for now, and later we'll see if we want to change anything. Okay, I'll just go with my basic configurations, create bucket, and that should create a bucket. Yeah, it's done. You can see it is created in region Asia Pacific Mumbai, which is my local region. Then you can click on this to view all the properties and permissions of your S3 bucket. Let's check properties. Here there are lot many properties, as you can see, but let's discuss what all are important for us. Here, bucket versioning, what does that mean? If you have worked with Git or GitHub, you might understand what does a versioning mean. Versioning means if you already have a previous version and if you uploaded a file with same name and everything, it saves the past one with a previous version tag. So that's similar to our GitHub. And here tags means you can collectively keep all buckets in a single tag, like production buckets or database buckets, such kind of tags. We might not use it for a present demonstration. We may use that in future if needed. So this is encryption. If you want to encrypt the objects in bucket in a more secured way, you can use this, but for now we might not use it. The same thing applies for here also. And server access login, it means you can log in and see what other users, what other IAM users are doing doing in this bucket. Like, are they adding or are they deleting anything, any object? You can log in and check. So you can connect with CloudWatch. We'll discuss that in a future videos, and then check your health of servers. Okay, then what all do we have? We have event notifications, which means if there is something happening with your S3 bucket, you'll get an trigger alert. Like it will send you an email about your S3 bucket. Okay, let's go back to the ending one. See, this is our main target, why we are here. Like, we wanted to explain S3 as well as get a hands-on on any one of the service it gives. So let's try to explore the service, which means static website hosting. So it was disabled by default. Let's enable it. Host a static website. Yes, this is our motto for today's class. Then okay, it asks us what is the name of our default landing page. Let's give index.html. If you want any error page, you can also give that. Then save changes. Done. Then I'll go back to my buckets, select this. What next? So yeah, actually if you go back here, like, you need to add an object. You gave, like, your motto was to create a static website. So let's try to see that implementation. Now let's upload an index page, a HTML page, I mean. Okay, I have an index page ready, which I have previously created for the sake of this video. Like, what I want to tell, if you're a fresher, you can create your portfolio website, then expose this port whenever you go to interview. You carry this IP address along with you, and you can display them. Like, if you are enthusiastic about AWS, then you can try this out. Else you can try uploading on GitHub pages. Okay, our page is added. Okay, it's still not yet added. Then upload. See, it got uploaded. Then let's go back again, click on properties. Then will be shown a URL. This means, what does this mean? Bucket website endpoint. Like, where can we see our website? Let's click on this. What can we see? Can we see my portfolio? Okay, it shows me 403 forbidden. why does it show? Let's try to explore that thing. Okay, let's try to see whether we have all permissions to view. Okay, actually we didn't allow this permission. We blocked this, right? Block all public access means no one will be able to see that. So I'll unblock it, save changes, confirm. What is our motto? We want everyone to view it, right? Okay, now we blocked our public, I mean, we unblocked our public access. Then what next? What all should we do? Properties. Okay, now everything is good. Let's try to refresh it. Okay, it still shows 403 forbidden. So if you want to let someone view your S3 bucket, then you need to configure bucket policy as well. Even if it is visible to everyone, but still you need some configurations. Now let's try to edit it. It's pretty straightforward process. Actually, if you try to do this, you'll understand what are you doing exactly. Add new statement. So here you can name it as you like. Give access. So here principal means who all can see. Here we gave our effect as allow, right? Like whoever we specify should be able to see it. Okay. Star means everyone has access to see. So if you want to specify an action, you can specify it here. So our resource is S3, right? In S3, if we want to specify any action, like for now, what do we need? We have an object, right? We want everyone to see. If you are aware of APIs, get and post. So to modify, you need post, but to edit, you just need get, right? Okay, I'll choose S3, then I'll filter access, get object. We have get object. Okay, now we added that. Then what next? We need to add a resource. Okay, add a resource. Which resource is it? Is it an object or another one? Okay, so everything is configured perfectly. We just need to add our resource. I mean the object. My first is 3 trial and slash this star. What does this mean? This means it should be accessible to everyone. Click on add resource and it's done. Like we have written the policy. It was pretty straightforward. As you can see, we just used the template and edited it. Don't worry if you are unable to write this, you will still find this on internet on what to do. Okay, I'll click on save changes. I think everything is set. I'll refresh it. Yes, perfect. I got it. I got my portfolio website ready. So you can tweak it as you like, but I just made it in a simple way. So yeah, if you want, you can add backlinks, but it's not preferable. Even if you want, you can, but like what I wanted to say, if you want to add any backlinks, you need to configure in this, because we have seen previously in our VPC, if you want to add a backlink, you need to create a NAT gateway, and here there is something similar to that. So I haven't added any backlinks for now. And one more thing, if your website or your portfolio website has lot of, what do you say, JavaScript, if there is a rich JavaScript and very heavy, or it needs some CDNs or extra links, then you should turn on CORS, CORS, CORS. That should do the work for you, because it directly by default doesn't allow it. So it's running as it is a simple HTML page, but if you have rich JavaScript, you need to be careful about it. Hope that's clear. And also I'll show how to terminate whatever you have created. So if you want to do that, first you need to delete the object from the bucket. So I'll click on delete. Okay, we copy this, permanently delete object. Okay, now I can delete my bucket, else it will ask us first you delete the object inside the bucket, then I'll delete this bucket. So it gives us a warning before we delete any bucket, it cannot be undone. So this is the important factor you need to keep in mind, because whenever you give permission to any IAM user, if they delete a bucket, for now it is not so important bucket, but in real time production, if that bucket has real importance and he deletes the bucket without any awareness, then it can cause a big problem. So you need to restrict depending on what all he can do. So now as I'm a root user, I don't have any restrictions, so I have deleted this bucket. But if some fresher does that, it will be really problematical. So I think this part is clear to you. If you want to restrict someone, you can create an IAM user you have seen in our previous video. Then you can add a policy to them, what they can do, they can see, or what they can do. So you can just add all those policies, and then like if you don't like a single policy which has too many open permissions, you can also configure as shown, like the JSON thing we have edited, right? We can do a similar thing. So for now I think it is clear to you. Even if you have any doubts, you can post it in the comments or ask in the next class. So that's from my side. Hope S3 concept is clear, and it's recommended to try it out so you will get a better understanding of what it is exactly. Thank you guys. So that's for the day, and that's S3 concept, and we might discuss it if needed in further classes. Yeah, thank you and bye bye.